Hey guys, this is Sam the Geek from thegamefanatics.com, and I need a haircut. But today on Geek Talk, we're going to discuss something that I brought up a month ago, and it's reared its ugly head again simply because the 3DS and the PS Vita have actually gotten worse. Within a month, the both products have decreased in value tremendously, in my opinion. Now, about a month ago, I made a video about this subject that became extremely controversial. I got I don't know, 6 or 7 video responses from angry Nintendo fanboys who can't really look into the future. But, today I'm going to show you even further why portable consoles, standalone portable consoles, are really no longer needed, are no longer useful, and probably will crash due to this just generation in general. First off, what I mean by this is that portable consoles' usefulness will be replaced by, smartphones, iPhone, Android, tablets, iPod touches, e-readers, laptops, and people always just took it as iPhones. I don't know why, even though I've stated that there are many different devices that are actually replacing these devices and that have come out since the DS. And the DS itself is still doing a lot better and is a lot cheaper than the actual devices. But let's explain why these devices are bad and then why there's a crash imminent for the portable market. Let's look at the 3DS first, since it's already out. The first thing wrong with it, it has a terrible lineup of games. Seriously, you're going to make me pay $40 for revamped Nintendo 64 games? Do you have any idea how retarded the 3DS looks right now to anyone who isn't a huge-ass fan of Nintendo? The biggest game that they've brought out in the last couple of months is Star Fox 64 3D, a 10-year-old game for $40 that has a 25-minute campaign with only 3 different ways of completing it. So you're paying $40 for an hour-long game that has only local multiplayer? This is 2011. If this was 1996, if this was 1997, that sounds awesome. In 2011, that game on any other device would be at the most $10. And if on a portable device, at the most $5. Hell, even on Nintendo's own Wii, it's $15. Why the hell would you pay $40 for this game? I love this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I played the shit out of that game. But I would never pay $40 for a slightly enhanced Nintendo 64 game. And the same thing with Ocarina. I could go on the Wii, Nintendo's own platform, and buy that game for $15. Why would I spend $40? The next thing, the second analog stick. Oh boy. I bet you early adopters are so happy that you bought a 3DS at launch. Man, now you get to have this giant plastic thing hulking on the back of your 3DS. Oh, and it requires a AAA battery to run. What is this, 1994? Oh, and what is this going to do to the battery life? I'm sure that even though it has a AAA battery in it, it's actually going to still need power from the device. So, adding on to the 5-hour battery life, plus this gigantic hulking thing, it looks like you're going to probably have to turn the 3D off in order to get some decent playtime out of this. It's insane that the battery life is so bad. So bad. Does anyone remember why the Game Boy was successful? And this is why smartphones will be successful as well. Convenience and battery life and a good lineup of games. The 3DS has none of these. It's the most inconvenient piece of shit ever. The eShop is the worst thing on in the world to navigate. The fucking device itself is huge and inconvenient in comparison to its competition, which is smartphones. And also, the thing has a horrible battery life. Horrible battery life. How kid friendly is 5 hours? Like, the thing is that this is marketed at children. Children! And this is the only thing it will sell to. Children. Children and maybe middle-aged men who have very deep nostalgia. The thing is that the game itself, I mean, it's awful. It's awful that, this device is just so out there. Like, it's just so inconvenient in comparison to its competition. Nintendo used to be the master of this, even with the DS. The DS, I could leave on for weeks on standby. This thing, my friends have said, don't even last a day on standby. It's absolutely insane. And I don't see the point of any real person picking this up. Now, let's talk about the Vita. The Vita, I was excited for the Vita because it seemed like it had a lot of promise in comparison to the 3DS. I was absolutely wrong. First off, the price is horrible now. It's $250, which is the same price as a PS3. A Blu-ray media player system that can do everything the Vita does a million times better is the price of a PlayStation Vita. Oh boy. I'm so ready to buy the Vita instead of a PS3. Why would anyone ever do that? And it has all the same problems as the 3DS. Now, it does have a better game lineup than the 3DS right now. That's the only thing I'll give the Vita, but it's not an amazing lineup that makes me want to buy the console day one. Not only that, but its battery life is just as bad and possibly even worse than the 3DS. Because it has just as good of a battery life when everything is turned off. But this is a multimedia device running Android and has the Android, marketplace and all this stuff. And I can't even access the most basic things with the Wi-Fi on because it'll have like a 2-hour battery life. What? I'm going to check Twitter for 10 minutes and then hop on Uncharted for about 3? Like, it's absolutely insane. And then they ask you to buy a battery add-on. A battery add-on so that you can charge your fucking PlayStation Vita a little bit more with an extra battery. So let me paint a picture how ridiculously retarded the Vita is right now. You have a system that's 25% bigger than the PSP, so it won't fit in your pocket with these stupid analog sticks pointing out. And then you have to have an extra battery pack because the Wi-Fi and 3G on the system drains the battery so bad that you won't be even able to use it properly. So you're going to have to get something about this big, carry that around, and then a battery pack, probably about that big, and carry that shit around with you in order to play some games. My Android phone, you can say whatever you want about Android phone and iOS games, okay? They're simplistic, easy, you play them, you put them away. This is what I don't get about a lot of the people's mentality on the internet. Oh, the tactile feedback. Oh, the games aren't as good. I buy portable games for convenience. So when I'm bored and I'm not doing anything, I can pull out my fucking, iPhone or Android phone or whatever, play a couple of rounds of Angry Birds, play a couple of rounds of Fruit Ninja, play a couple of rounds of Age of Zombie, when I'm not really doing anything. When I'm out and about, I'm usually doing something, and then my new tiny time that I'm bored, that's when it is. I'm not a child. I don't need hours and hours of portable entertainment. Portability is for convenience. When I'm on a road trip, that's the one time that I'll probably ever need that shit. And if I do, I have Netflix on my phone, which, the only competition here for Netflix is the PS Vita. And the PS Vita has the worst battery life on the planet. And the 3DS, I'll have to like go and try to find Wi-Fi hotspots at Starbucks to watch an episode of Breaking Bad. Like, who are these aimed at besides children? And then even children, this is confusing as shit too. Who is this aimed at? Both of these products are horribly inconvenient. And you could say, well, I want to play a big, expansive game because I'm a gamer. I have an Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 3 and a Wii. That's where I wanted my huge-ass, big experiences on. Not on a 3-inch screen. I want the big, Uncharted, the big Gears of War, the big Call of Duty on my 25, 26, 27-inch television or 40-inch television. Why the hell would I ever want to play these on a little tiny screen like that? Why? That's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane to think that a lot of people think the same way that you do. That, I'm going to sit for hours on my couch or somewhere playing a 3DS. Why? The games aren't meant to be played like that. It's a portable system. I'm supposed to be taking it with me places. And they're making it extremely inconvenient to do that. The purpose of the system is inconvenient. Portable gaming, portable consoles are a joke. They're an absolute joke at this point. These Japanese companies have gone so traditionalist and have, put themselves so full of themselves that they can't see the future. They're ridiculous. These systems should have been delayed to the point where they've been would be ready to compete with the iPhone and the Android. And, the Pokemon game on iOS alone shows that, their time is coming to an end. And all the PlayStation 1 games on Android are also showing that their time is slowly coming to an end. They have to cope with this. Nintendo themselves have recently said that the biggest threat to Nintendo is Apple. Samuel out.